freaking hauling a one-ton Dodge backwards. He's trying to jump start it with my 4-cylinder Colorado up this hill. He's popped the clutch. My transmission's going, actually it's not that bad. I get it at low range, first gear. Just cranks right along. Yep, so in the process of cleaning up for winter, cleaning the yard up, cleaning the shop up. So we got all the ones we're gonna keep out back here, all the ones that are gonna get scrapped out front. I like this body, and I've thought about using that hood on this body to build a drag racer at some point, or a circle track racer. So I've kept this one not really for anything other than it's got an engine in it that I could use for circle track. I'd have to put a rear end in it, but it's a kind of cool body style. So that's why I've held on to this one. This one is actually just parts. I have 2 clients that have the exact mower. I grabbed this one up because I knew I could keep robbing parts off from it. So this one will probably get robbed until I am finished with it. So special edition America yard machines. I've kept this one because it's hydrostatic. It's got the handle on the side controls, and it's got a pretty good size 18 horse opposed twin in it. It's just gonna hang around here until I get to it, but be a good yard rig for towing the trailer around, and also easy for the kids to drive. But the kids are just growing right up, so might have to be grandkids. This is here because this is my this is what basically I learned to drive on. My dad and my grandfather, I'd ride around with them. They'd let me take the steering wheel. Mostly my grandfather. We had a big lawn to mow, and he'd let me steer the whole time from the time I was 3 years old till he decided he'd let me just take it. You know, I could at least reach the handle over there because this is hydrostatic, controlled by the handle. And I still haven't really decided what I'm going to do with this. I do have a 5.5 horse Honda engine down there that I thought about throwing in it, but I think I'm going to come up with a better transmission setup. Not really sure yet. I was thinking about taking something out of one of these, flopping it in, running that, but then I was like, horizontal shaft. I thought about just taking all that out, cutting a hole in, and putting a small lawnmower engine in it. and running that just to get it rolling and stuff, because that hydrostat, everything's seized up there. So moving along, this is one I just grabbed because of the transmission, and I do like these style bodies, except for racing, except for the shift linkage. But it's got some nice tin on it. I can use that on one of these other projects I got if I want to use a different hood. This Murray I've kind of always wanted to do something with. I like the stamped deck style. I like the kind of you know, boxy but short look. It's something I'm pondering over still, not really sure. Would kind of like to see if I can get that Tecumseh going too. That would be kind of cool. It's got a little XL. It's just a 12 horse. Might be a video in the future. This is either going to be my next big mod racing chassis. The hood is just on it. This is a hood off from another mower I have. I've put it on here because I was doing some kind of rough stuff with the body on the other one. I didn't want to mess up this hood. I really like this hood. A friend of mine built this, and he made that hood scoop and everything. If I ever build an Outlaw, I think that's the hood that would go on it, and I'd actually make it so it actually had air coming in through it. But yeah, that's the plans with this chassis. It was a parts machine for a client, but we've robbed just about all the parts off from it, and it's just hanging here kind of waiting for something to happen. This is a bush hog idea that my friend gave me. I got the caster wheels over there. My plan was just to do a tow behind, put like a V-twin on it, have it be you know, belt drive. It's a 3-blade, but have a big enough, you know, V-twin on it that power it, just so you could tow it behind a 4-wheeler. I'd put the caster wheels kind of up in here somewhere, so on approach it has wheels to run on, but the back can hang, and it's got these wheels to catch on the back, roller wheels. It's a finished mower deck, but anyways, that's why I saved that out. I think, oh man, I don't know if this is going to be the small mod or the big mod. I was going to choose either from that one or this one. I think this one's going to be big mod. I'm not sure, but I've saved this chassis for a while. This hood came off from my grandfather's lawnmower. I'm going to paint the whole thing up. It's going to be the first, I guess you call it, thoughtfully built dragster. So that'll be coming in this later this fall down to the shop. I think out of all of these, this is the one that's going to get towed down first. I'm going to get it to be a roller. I have a small mod engine ready to go. I may just put it in, build it as a small mod, and get it all kind of built up well, and then maybe take the small mod engine out and put it in this and get this one going, and actually build that for the small mod, and then this will be all ready to just plop a big mod engine in. I don't have one. I'm looking for one. So I'm not really sure what. I really want a Kawasaki. I want, you know, big CC, 700 cc, around there. This is the poor mud mower garden tractor build that was almost close to being completed, and then I was having intake issues, and then I needed to rob some parts off from it for a client, and then I needed to rob some parts off from it for myself, and it ended up just getting kind of robbed of parts until it just was sitting there with no tires on the front. I still am gonna at some point get this together. This will be a really nice just yard tractor project, something that will, you know, tow around the big stuff, but also I can like fart through the trails and everything. I like to have a couple of options as far as hauling the log arch, and because, you know, something's always breaking. This is just a frame that I got. It's actually a Honda frame. It's got the Honda transmission in it. I do have parts for this. I don't know if I have the clutch or not. That's where I'm not really sure if this is gonna come to fruition, but I was thinking about doing a ground up, like old sheet metal style, but like Honda powertrain. I've actually got a Honda clone engine, a pretty big CC one, like a 400 CC one. There's not really much I can do with these transmissions, I don't think. Or I'm not sure of yet. I haven't done any research, other than just leaving it as is and hooking it up and just having it be kind of, you know, just kind of a custom rig. Put some bigger tires on it. I really like the steering setup in this. I thought about cutting it down more and making like a circle track racer out of it, but again, that transmission, I don't think I can speed it up in any way. Comment down below if you know anything about these Honda rear ends and if you've ever sped them up. And then the last one here is this Gilson. I actually sold this and got it given back to me. It's too bad they tore the engine kind of apart. This thing would have ran with very little work. I mean, very little work. I guarantee if I had just had the extra hour to just get the engine running, I could have gotten it to run and move, probably doubled my money in selling it. But I got it back. I like this frame. It's a very stout frame, and it will take a fairly common bolted transmission in it. This has a Peerless 801, meaning I can fit, you know, like a 206 or 205 fairly easily in this, or, you know, another 801, or, you know what I mean, without custom work. So I've held on to this. Just because I kind of like the shifter, and I thought about maybe utilizing this as a dragster, just because of that up there. You could kind of quickly just, you know, take off in third and bang her up into fifth and go. But I haven't really come to a conclusion on what this. It's kind of a long tractor, but it's got some really nice patina on it, so this one's gonna hang out here. The old Honda back there is completely junk. I've been robbing parts off from it, just stuff that I need here and there. Really no plans for that. You can see my old Tonkas back there. It's kind of cool. And the old Bolins, this has been for sale, and I'm kind of glad I haven't sold it yet, because my four-wheeler's having issues. My other tractor, the Snow Panda, is currently in the shop getting fixed from the post obstacle course race. So the Bolins just, you know, it was ready to go. Fired it up, put the log arch on it, and got these all lined up nicely. Got my yard cleaned up a little bit. Got a huge pile of junk chassis and scrap metal that's going to be hauled to the scrap yard here in a couple of weeks. Getting ready for that winter to show up and dump some snow on us, or rain, or whatever. But anyways,